But now that it's going to be off the board, he doesn't have a firecracker. He's really, really low on elixir. And I think we're going to take their entire tower. Really glad I grabbed that minion horde. That was a good grab. What's up, everybody? It's Turkey here, and today I'm going to be participating in the draft tournament, and I have some tips and pointers to help you get to 15 wins, no sweat. So for those of you that don't know how the draft tournament works, you're going to be given 8 cards, 2 at a time, and you get to pick one of the 2 cards. The cards that you don't take, your opponent receives and can be used against you. I think that the draft tournament is absolutely a reflection of skill, and there are ways that you can draft to optimize your chances of winning. A general rule of thumb that I have for drafting is to draft safe. What I mean by this is, like, when you're thinking of spells or win conditions, take the poison over the freeze. Take the royal hogs over the elixir golem. Things like that. In general, unless you're a very, very skilled player, general win conditions and general spells are going to get you much, much further in this tournament than going for very niche things. There are certain circumstances where you might want to draft a niche win condition or a niche spell, but most of the time, don't go too crazy. I think what a lot of people tend to do is draft cards that they're familiar with or that are in their own deck, but you need to kind of remove that from your mind when you're competing in draft battle. My last tip is that if you are the opponent that is in charge of drafting win conditions, you want to kind of build a deck that can counter the win condition that your opponent is going to receive. So for example, if the 2 win conditions presented to you are Balloon and Graveyard, maybe give your opponent the Balloon and take the Minions, the Magic Archer, the Musketeer. Make sure that you have a lot of air defense. So those are just general tips that I have for success. So we'll go ahead and get into some games right now. Before we do that, I just want to ask any of you that are watching to like, comment, or drop a subscription to the channel. It's completely free to you, and it helps me immensely. So thank you so much, and let's get into some games. Into our next game here. This one's tough. I think Zappies are more versatile, but Firecracker can be such a good card if they don't have the right response to it. So I think I'm going to grab the Firecracker. Snowball and Rage. I think Rage is kind of a niche spell, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the Snowball. Fireball and Rocket, again, I think any 4 elixir spell, Poison or Fireball, is just like a better draft, so I'm going to do that. And then Baby Dragon. Baby Dragon is a really good answer to Minions, and again, it's kind of like the Firecracker where it's a nuisance to deal with if you don't have the right cards. So let's see what our win condition is. Looks like we got Goblin Giant as our win condition, so not bad. I'm curious what they grabbed, if they did give us the Goblin Giant. My starting hand isn't great. I don't have any cheap cards to cycle. I was going to say maybe a Snowball. But I'm going to end up playing the Snowball and the Ram Rider, so I'm glad I didn't cycle it. Perfect. Tons of value here. Firecracker to support as well. And we're going to eat 1 Ram Rider shot. I don't know if we could have done much better. And they did spend 8 elixir there, and all of our elixir survived, so I'm going to go ahead and get a nice counter push. We know that their spells are Rocket, and they probably just lost the game because I think they just spent all of their elixir on that defense. And we're going to take their entire tower. So that was just an example of being patient. Like, my man spent 8 elixir at the bridge without knowing half of my deck. So in general, you want to kind of play conservative. And you'll win games pretty easily. So that game was pretty fast. I'm pretty sure I'm going to close it out. So I'm going to call GG's on this one. Fast forward to the end. Then I'll see you in the next one. What is this guy doing? Like, he doesn't know what my spells are. That's crazy that he would do that. Alright. All good, all good, all good. Okay. That is actually going to get a lot of damage. Okay. Firecracker here. Maybe Dragon gonna go crazy. I really do want the 3 crown. Might just only spend goblins on that. Oh, never mind. Did I miss? Nope, I did not miss. This guy's crazy. You hit 1 Rascal Girl with that. Minions, minions. Yep, bye. Yep. We ended up getting the 3 crown and not even losing one of our towers, so that was a great game. See you in the next one. Alright, into the next match here. In general, I'm a big fan of the Goblin Barrel. A lot of times they won't have a great answer to it. It's a really, really good way to get damage. Because they already have like a swarm ranged unit, I'm going to also grab the Witch. I think it's good. A Dark Goblin would be really helpful here as well, but if I give him the Prince, we have a really good answer to it because we have the Witch. So I think it's a win-win. And I actually have a pretty nice bait deck here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And we'll keep in mind that they have the Fire Spirit. Fire Spirit by itself is not a great answer to Barrel, especially if you play the Goblin Barrel in the middle of the tower. So they go ahead and do that. We're just going to chill. Like I said, we'll see if they have any spell. And of course, they don't have a great answer. No surprise there. Okay. We have the Rage that we can play as soon as this pops. And that's going to be a pretty easy defense. So far I'm liking the way that we drafted. Looks like our secondary win condition is Giant, so that's going to be really good for us. I think I'm going to Dark Goblin low here for the Rascal Boy. And just chill. Don't need to do too much. Rascal Girl should lock onto the Dark Goblin. And we'll eat a little bit of damage, but we found out that they don't really have a great barrel answer, so we're just going to keep chipping away at their tower with the barrel. Okay. Kind of unfortunate they have the Executioner. It's a really good answer to a lot of our swarm, but we can play around it. Okay. Interesting rocket. Not sure I 100% agree. Okay. You might be able to get a dual lane push here. So here's what I'm going to do. He's probably going to play his Prince on that. Or some heavy unit, Swarm, that's fine with me. And we're going to get a ton of damage. I'm going to rage everything up. And I fully expect that to take the whole tower. So I don't know 100% about that rocket, or if that was worth it for my opponent. Ice Golem here is going to help out on defense, keep my Dark Goblin alive. And I'm pretty happy with how I played that. It looks like his only win condition is probably the Skeleton Barrel, so we're in really good shape. Don't want to give him any more rocket value, so I'm going to play the Witch away from the tower. And I'm tempted to go in for a Giant here, but it probably would be better to just play it safe. So I'm going to go like this, threaten the 3 crown, and maybe they'll just ignore everything. Okay. Ice Golem low here, and we're getting a ton of damage. I don't know if we can defend everything. Getting a little greedy here, but that's alright. I think we're going to be able to get a 3 crown, no problem. Ice Wizard up high. Let's go for the rocket. I mean, kind of a crazy play if I'm being honest. I don't even think he hit the tower, so we're chilling. We're going to go in here and threaten the 3 crown once more. Okay. Gonna rage everything up. Gonna get a few giant swings on the tower. Beautiful. Rage Giant is unstoppable, man. Such a tank. So, this is actually gonna work out really well for us because instead of just getting 1 crown, we're gonna get 3. And for those of you that don't know, tiebreakers are decided by crowns. So, I'm happy with that. Good game. We'll see you guys in the next one. And the next game here. In general, I think Ice Spirit is more versatile of a spirit. We don't have enough information about our deck, so I'm going to grab that. Bomber or Delivery. I'm always a fan of having extra spells in the draft, so I'm going to grab the Delivery. Delivery is a great answer to both of these cards. I'm going to grab the Firecracker. I think it's a nuisance if they don't have arrows or the proper spell. And I don't have a building, so I'm nervous about giving him the E-Giant. I think E-Giant is one of those win conditions that is really hard to stop if you don't have the proper defense. So we'll see. Looks like they gave us 3 Musketeers, so that'll be interesting. Okay. I'm going to cycle my Ice Spirit at the bridge here. See what they do. Probably just let it go. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. That's such an aggressive play because they don't know what my hand is. And you'll see the Delivery is going to get an absurd amount of value here. Then I'm going to go in with an E-Giant. And unless they have like an Inferno Tower or something, like it's probably going to be hard for them to stop. Yeah. Like, that was his best response, was a flying machine. And we're going to get a ton of damage here. Yeah. So, just another example of not being too aggressive before you know your opponent's deck. We're going to get an easy defense here. A little late on the snowball, but we're only going to take 2 flying machine shots, so we're chilling. Going to cycle this. See what they do. Now, if possible, I don't want to give them the King Tower activation. Okay. Don't think we'll have to. Take the poison. I think those Rascal Girls are going to get finished off. And we're going to go in here. So we know that the last time they played a flying machine, so we're going to have our Phoenix ready. See if they play the flying machine again. Okay, they play the Marcher, even better. That's still going to get finished off by our Phoenix. And then we have Snowball for the Goblin Gang. There it is. And that's probably going to be Tower Down. So the first iteration, we figured out what their deck was. The second iteration, we took the tower. So that's awesome. And then we pretty much only have to defend for another minute. And then we're good to go. Gonna watch out for the poison here. Firecracker in the opposite lane. Ice Spirit here for the flying machine. And then Skeletons just because I don't want to take any damage. Phoenix here for the DPS. I haven't even played my 3 Musketeers yet, which is so funny to me. Okay. They did that. So I'm going to be aggressive as well. Get ready to snowball some stuff. Want more crowns is better in general. So there we go. There we go. Want to defend my tower as best as possible. Like, if he has to spend more, that's better for me. So you'll see he has to go for the Naked Poison there, which is good for me. And I really don't know how well they'll be able to survive an E-Giant in the pocket here. So I'm going to go for that. Get ready to snowball something, hopefully. Just going to snowball the tower here. Nice. We end up hitting the Goblin Gang. E-Giant's such a tank, man. It's crazy. And it looks like we're not going to get that second tower, even though I was really fighting for it, but we're still satisfied with the win. So that's a good game. We'll see y'all in the next one. All right, into the next draft here. These ones are interesting. I mean, Giant is technically a win condition, but I'm not a big fan of having it. I like Battle Ram. You can kite with it. You can use it on defense. Bowler's such a good card. I think Bowler and Guards are like 2 of the most underrated cards in the meta right now. This one's interesting. You could go either way. I'm going to go ahead and get the cheaper building, just so I have it. Hunter or Wizard? I'm not really threatened by the Wizard because I don't have a lot of splash cards. Hunter is great DPS on the Giant, so we're fine. Both of them are good answers to the drill, so I think that was a fine draft. Looks like we have a Lightning, and don't yet know our win condition. Unless it's just Battle Ram, but that would be unfortunate. Looks like we ended up getting a Tesla as well, so both decks are going to have 2 buildings, which is another reason why Giant wasn't a good pick. Because, I would say, both of us have 2 buildings. Okay. I can Hunter here on the drill. It's going to get a bit of damage. Okay. Beautiful. We'll have a nice little counter push, though, that's for sure. So, Bowler by itself is definitely a menace, but I'm going to go Battle Ram. On the left. Oh, and those minions were awful. Okay, Bowler's going to tank. We're going to have Spear Goblins chipping as well. Good split lane pressure by us, and we're going to end up taking basically their entire left tower. To be honest, though, that really just happened because they were over-aggressive at the start. I said it once, and I'll say it again. Like, you really don't want to be aggressive in this game mode. You don't know what their deck is, and you could end up getting punished for it, kind of like this guy did. So let's try to figure out a little bit more here. We're up a little bit of Elixir. There's the Wizard, to be expected. We're going to Tesla really low here. And then we're going to try and line up a Bowler. So the good news is I know that he doesn't have a Lightning. Can that hit the Wizard? Yes, it does. Beautiful. That's going to finish the Wizard. I knew he didn't have a Lightning, so I was like, I think I can get away with that. Ended up giving him poison value, but we now know what their big spell is, so it's all good. Okay. Good minions. I'm going to kite the minions over with the Battle Ram. Or try to, I should say. Okay, good. We kept the minions off the tower. That was the goal. We should force out a cannon, or that's going to take the tower. Even with the cannon, that's still going to do a ton of damage. Put it into lightning range for us, which is awesome. And we're fine. We're big chillin'. Maybe we can force out the poison here. We'll find out right now. I'm going to block early. He's going to go for a giant. Yeah, had a feeling. That should finish off the wizard, I think, with one more shot. Fortunately, it does not. But we have 2 buildings, so we're fine. This is awkward. I'm going to go for defensive battle ram. Like I mentioned, you can use it defensively, and it's pretty good. Spear goblins here just to help out with the drill. And then he doesn't know I have lightning yet, so we'll take that. And then we're pretty close to being able to wrap up this game. Okay. Going to pre-Tesla here. Just want to make sure that there's no chance that he can break through this. Going to apply a little bit of pressure in the opposite lane just so it forces out a response. Hopefully a cannon. Okay, that's fine with me. Pressure the bridge, and we're already back to another lightning, so don't even need it. Good game. Another example of my opponent overcommitting too early on. We'll see you in the next one. Into the next game here. So sometimes you could take Lava Hound, but because it's the first card, I'm intentionally not going to draft it and then get as many air counters as possible, right? We'll see if I have any option. Looks like I don't, but we will see. Yeah, so now in this case, right, Wizard, one of the best responses to Lava Hound, and I know that and they don't. They also don't know that they have a Lava Hound either, so they might have given me like a Tesla or a building or air defense, so I think that's a pretty good play. I'm a big fan of Goblin Barrel in the draft. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Okay. Only 1 hit by the Hog is incredible. I'll have my Zap ready. Okay. Interesting. Okay, we're going to defend both lanes here. I think. Yeah, that's fine with me. Beautiful, beautiful. Giant skeleton there, just such a nuisance. Interesting hunter, because the giant skeleton bomb is going to hit all of that. So, interesting play. Okay, I'm just going to cycle a Zap. I don't really have a great play, to be completely honest. We want to be careful with how we play our Wizard, because it does look like our only air defense is Wizard. Okay, I think only 1 hit here. Perfect. And now that we know he's probably going to play minions, we'll see. This barrel should get a good amount of damage. He does have the delivery. Good to know. That's another really good barrel answer, but they completely misplayed it, so it doesn't even matter. I will go for the Valkyrie again. Once again, saving my Wizard. So I'm going to go minions here. I'm going to go for the hard prediction. I think I can get it. Does not. That's okay. I like trying to make plays like that, especially early on in the draft battle. You're going to get some damage for it, but what are you going to do? Going to reset the Hunter here. I don't want to take another shot. Alright. We'll see how they defend this. Ewiz is such a good answer to the Prince. Okay. Gonna probably end up blocking with the Valkyrie here. Beautiful. And then again, I don't think they'll get the delivery down in time. They've been kind of slacking. Yeah, no surprise there. Doesn't get the delivery down in time. We need to get ready for the Hog Rider that's most likely going to be coming down. Okay, he ends up going for the Lava Hound. I'm going to hard pressure because he did go for the Lava Hound. Okay, good timing by my opponent on all of that. That was very, very well played. But I think he's still going to lose his tower. That bomb is going to take care of the minions as well. Okay. I don't think we can defend all of this, which is fine. We just need to make sure that we take their tower. Okay. And that should... how much does Zap do? Not enough. I'm going to take the lightning here. Perfect. We found ourselves in a 2-tower situation. We are up in Elixir, though, so life is good. Nice. Very, very good. He cycled his best answer to our Prince. We're going to have a very, very nasty counter push here, and that Hog is only going to get 1 hit. So I think in a 2-tower game, we are in a much better situation. We know they have a delivery here. Maybe we can bait it out. Yeah, he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. And I think that's going to finish off this game. That's like another example of, like, I don't know why you would take the freeze in that situation. Like, freeze over the zap. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, that's a great game. We'll see y'all in the next one. Alright, next game here. So this one's tricky. I'm actually a really big fan of Minion Horde because if your opponent doesn't know you have it, you can kind of get a gotcha moment, you know? Like, they don't know you have the Minion Horde. It's unexpected. So I'm going to save it, keep it in my back pocket. I think Drill is a way better win condition. I stay away from Elixir Golem at all costs. I don't want him to have the Battle Healer pairing with the Elixir Golem. It just makes me nervous, so I'm going to do that. And since I already have a ground tank in the healer, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Swarm Troop. And we now have limited their win conditions to Elixir Golem and like Magic Archer and Miner. So that's good for us. Okay. I'm going to Ice Spirit in the opposite lane. And then probably end up responding with the Baby Dragon here. Got to keep in mind that they have the Magic Archer as well as the Firecracker, it looks like. So I'm going to drill, pull over everything. And then I'm tempted to get my King Tower activated here. I think it's a fine play. Okay, so we're going to go like this. Eat one shot, get our King Tower activated. And then we'll find out what their spell is, like if they have an arrows or anything like that. Gonna try and block this Magic Archer here. And that Firecracker is gonna be a nuisance for us. That was a really good grab by them. But now that it's gonna be off the board, he doesn't have a Firecracker. He's really, really low on Elixir. And I think we're gonna take their entire tower. Really glad I grabbed that Minion Horde. That was a good grab. And that healer is going to go absolutely crazy. In fact, I think we just 3-crown this man. That's a great game. Quick one. Wow. Alright, well, see y'all on the next one. Alright, into our game here. Minion Horde or Musketeer. I know I just grabbed Minion Horde in the last game, but I'm going to grab the Muskie. It's just like, it's such a good card, and now that I know they have the Minion Horde, it's less good, right? Minion Horde, kind of the surprise factor of it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these cards. And knowing his win conditions are Giant Expo, we'll keep that in mind. Hopefully we have some sort of answer to the Minion Horde. We have a lot of air defense, so I think we'll be okay. Okay. I'm just going to let that go. Yeah, just kind of trade damage at the beginning of the game, right? We end up getting a little more damage than they do, but not by much. The first part of the game should really just be about discovery. You know, you're trying to figure out what cards they drafted and how you can exploit their draft picks. Okay. He decides to support that. Probably a mistake. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm going to protect my Rascal Girl here because I want it to finish off that flying machine. And they'll most likely just go for a Fire Spirit on this, if I had to guess. Yeah, but that's still going to get a ton of damage. That's ridiculous. I'm actually going to go even harder here and zap, just so the skeletons get extra damage. And that was a really good push. It's so crazy how just little exploits can end up getting you so much damage. Okay, we'll see how they respond to this. Maybe a giant or something defensively. Yeah, E-Giant. So here's the thing. We don't know if they have like a lightning or anything big like that. So I'm not going to spend my Musketeer. Okay. We did know that they had the Minion Horde, but this is just going to take care of everything. And looking at these drafts, my man is going to struggle to like break through. So I'm really liking our draft. We have so many options. We have so many answers for his cards. So I'm going to pressure with this. And just chill. That's a lot of damage. Musketeer in the opposite lane that he's most likely going to push. And then I want to save my Ice Golem and my Ice Spirit for his Minion Horde. And I played those Rascals a little early, but I think we're okay. Okay, I lied. We're going to do some split lane pressure. Maybe we can force out the Minion Horde. We do force out the Minion Horde. That's awesome for us. Okay, Ice Wizard is going to help out with the right lane and the left lane. And that Giant pretty much lost all of its health before it even crossed the bridge. So I'm feeling confident in the win here. I'm going to try and take that other tower. Okay. Because I want more crowns, to be honest. Because we are looking so good. Okay. He now has to defend both lanes. It's not looking great. Yeah, he's in trouble. Let's see. Now it's just a matter of which tower we end up taking. We have the zap ready for skeletons. If he plays them, we get the skeleton zap. That's a great game. We'll go ahead and see you guys in the next one. That's going to do it for today's video. Good luck to everyone competing in the draft tournament. I hope you can get to 15 wins. No sweat. Let me know how you do in the comments, and I'll see you in a video soon. Peace.